Hi guys, Yasmin here, and also a driver. I think they're done now. If you don't know me, hi, my name is Yasmin Piruz. I make a comic called Torus, and if this is the kind of thing that you were hoping to come here to see when I say I'm leaving Instagram for reasons such as it's addictive, man, I'm spending too much time on it, or all it's about is just the likes and it's not about the core content, or I try to get a lot of followers but they just don't seem genuine, or it's all a gimmick to just make money off of you, because that's kind of what I see a lot of my contemporaries have said in leaving Instagram. And c'est la vie. That's perfectly fine to have that perspective. Those reasons are not why I'm leaving Instagram specifically as the comic creator that I am. If you're looking for a different perspective, listen on. Oh, last thing, as I do want to say this, if my story intrigues you and you want to read Torsling, and you want to support me making Torsling, and you want to help me share my story of Torsling, and you want to help me out like this, because that would be such a great thing for you to do, and I would love, 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 love that so much. You can also hit the handy dandy timestamp that I'll be leaving for that. Okay, so cool. You are here because you want to hear my story. Let's go. This is something that was not an overnight decision for me. In fact, it's been bouncing around in my head, if I'm totally honest, for the past 2 to 3 months. What cemented my choice to leave is a piece of fan art done by one of my dear friends, but I'll get to that in a second. And if you don't know this about me, I'm not addicted to Instagram or any social media feed, because between the copious amounts of responsibilities that I have already in my daily life that leave me with zero time right now, and my own social anxiety, I've been want to go off of Instagram for weeks at a time. It was during this latest stretch in which indeed I let people know, hey, I can't even be on here right now because of all these things going on. Even in feeling like I wanted to try to push myself to be there primarily for my dear friends who are on Instagram, something about it just felt like I don't know, like pulling something out of me that I didn't want to have pulled. So, with this in my mind and with me recognizing this, Instagram is a great place for sharing pictures and having people just see a quick snapshot of something, looking, admiring, and scrolling on. And that's fine. In fact, I think that's great for such wonderful products as some beautiful jewelry you might see, instant comic that you can read, story, or a snapshot of a character whose image just piques interest to you because they're unlike anything you've ever seen. And me showing all of these Instagram channels, guys, I don't receive any kind of commission, whatever doodad thing about that. I just am sharing these guys because I love them and I love their work, and I would love you to see their stuff too, out of many people I already support on Instagram, which is kind of why this wasn't just an immediate jump for me to leave. So, Instagram works because you can easily tie A, this awesome thing, to B, there's what it is right there on the square. You can see it, bam, read it, get it, love it, woo! But one thing I see is that where Instagram is great for getting an immediate one picture, there it is, you read it, you get it, fantastic. It's not as greatly designed for something like Torus Link, where you have not just one picture to look at, but whoop, darn it, I wanted it to be cool. Well, it's not just a one-sided thing. It's two sides. Like with Torus Link itself, which has side A and side B. Remember where I said that I ultimately made this decision as my friend gave me this fan art that she did? Here's where I'm going to get to that point. My dear friend Sarah J. Draws and we have this tradition of sharing fan art with each other of one another's comics. My friend Sarah and her husband Colin, they do this amazing story currently called Curses, which I totally invite you to go and check out. It is a hilarious story and you can read it on Webtoons. Sarah, who is an amazing illustrator, she drew my character Earth from Torus Link. Instagram took Sarah's picture down. Did Instagram censor what is essentially my content? Yes. Their reasoning, I mean, I'm not Instagram, but I think I can assume that they censored it because they saw a female nude. Female nudity translates to them as objectification of women, which is something that Instagram doesn't want because objectification of women is bad. I agree that objectification of women is bad. However, it's ironic because in censoring Earth and the fact that it's just her sitting there, naked or otherwise, ironically, that action perpetuated objectifying nudity by saying it should be censored just for even being there, no matter what is actually going on underneath the surface of what you see, let alone pretty much on the surface of what you see. I don't know what about this picture says object. Even if Instagram didn't censor or objectify in this way itself or judge without looking into the context itself, most people who are scrolling through tend to do that no matter what because it's the culture of what's there and it's the culture of what we're often trained to do. Case in point, if I post Earth onto Instagram, which I've done before, under the hashtag comics, and I say, here's Earth, everybody. Most won't look at it and say, oh, wow, here's this really cool character who's also an element and a goddess-like being who co-creates the world with her friends, and they seem to like each other, but there's also some problems, and then things go awry and the world nearly gets destroyed and they get reincarnated as artists in this time who have to try and figure things out, and also they have this connection to another side with their own elemental lore. Instead, they're probably just going to say, oh, wow, it's a naked woman. Hot. And not even look into the story otherwise. This style of looking at things does not fit Taurus Link at all. My comic that asks you to see the connections that are deeper by looking at more than one side and looking deeper than just what's on the surface. So
I'm going to Facebook.
all right, guys, so new setting, new surroundings. I don't have much time because I have a bunch of chores as it is, so please forgive me while I go ahead and read what I want to say to you at this point right off of a script that I directly typed. Now, I know what I think you're thinking, which, if you're thinking it, is probably reasonable. Why am I going to Facebook as an answer to this all if Facebook is a social media site just the same as Instagram? Won't there still be people who will only take away whatever message they see based on whatever is on their minds about it instead of what I'm actually saying, no matter what I say? And my answer to all of this is, of course. I am well aware that anything I post on Facebook is still just as subject to people not looking past what codes they are used to connecting in their own minds. I know this because this is the case everywhere on the planet. The one difference for me that I see this makes is Facebook, at least, is great for discussion. There's putting my book on a frame where you can only see the covers and hanging it in an art gallery like Instagram. Or there's taking my book and putting it on a table in a coffee shop. Can people walk by and see just the cover and not even bother to look inside in either location? Yes, of course. But with a coffee shop, at least it's more culturally common for people to be coming in wanting to tell each other good stories, wanting deeper conversation about the topics they hear and see, and wanting ever so much, every so often, to look at a good book if they find it. Now, just some last notes. While I am deactivating my Taurus Link Instagram account, I will still be on Instagram under my @YasminPeruse account, both to support the peeps I love and to post non-professionally, unpressured stuff of mine that is just straight up aesthetically pleasing to me. No deeper thought required. I had to think deeply about that one. Regarding my frequency of posts, because Facebook does give me the luxury of just posting a link that takes about 3 minutes to post versus the 2 hours it can take me to try to advertise myself and know how to do that on Instagram, I can at least count on maintaining a 3-minute commitment regularly, if nothing else. Regarding all of the collaborations that I've done on Instagram for Taurus Link, all of those you can find on the Taurus Link main page with collaborations. Last. Support! So, you want to read Taurus Link, do you? You want to help me make sure that I can keep going with everything I'm doing, do you? You want to support me and make sure that you get to have a story of your own and a copy of your own and help me share with everybody, do you? Well, if you do, I thank you very, very much, and I give you all my love. If you want to read Taurus Link online, it's totally free. Just go to tauruslink.com. I update on Saturdays, currently. And lastly, if you want to get a copy of Taurus Link Volume 1 physically in your own hands, because there are now TL books all over the country and in a few other continents, thanks to the help of some wonderful, awesome peeps of mine who have already participated in this story share, including Julie herself, it will only cost you $3 entirely, if that's all you can afford. I'm serious. Go to tauruslink.com/gettl volume 1 to find out more.